Hi, everybody, and welcome to my little review here of the new Young M.A. project, Red Flu. This is, in fact, the Headspace podcast, the show where we break down new hip hop projects track by track, giving thoughts and opinions on every single song. My name is Holden Stephan Roy, and today I'll be sharing you what I thought on the Young M.A. project, Red Flu. Alright, so before we get into it, it's a little bit of self-promo. I dropped a track on May 13th, got another one lined up June 24th. The next one will be sent off for July. You know, we kind of getting into the more regular release schedule. So I got that happening. You can check links for that in the description of this video. So check out the track. Let me know what you think. The music video is on this channel. Anyway, that's not why I'm here. But if you do like what you're seeing here and you do support this kind of deep dive look into the albums, into the music, is something you could feel, check out the Patreon down below. And for $1 or more a month, you can support us and help us hit that next level so it's a little less tacky in my room. You know what I mean? Anyway, we're going to get into it real quick. And I like to start off every single episode describing why I chose to review the particular artist, because we used to get that question in the comments a whole bunch, and in this case it's kind of random. So earlier today I was thinking I like the wobble wobble, shake it, whatever, that was popping in my head, right? And that's off that Eminem Young M.A. track, which I actually thought was pretty banging. It was like the first time I really listened to M.A. rap. Young M.A. rap, and I don't know, she's not necessarily in the vein of stuff I would normally go for, but I kind of felt it. I felt the vibe that she gave off on that track, at least. So I was perusing anything little short, a little EP or something I could bang out, get it out today. I mean, I finished work, you know, and so I saw that she dropped this album, and it was 20 minutes long, and she was in my head. She had, literally, the cosmic forces had M.A. playing in my mind earlier when I realized she dropped this. So I said, you know what? I'm going to just do this. It's a little bit out of my comfort zone. I'm going to be real with y'all. Some of you may not enjoy my thoughts and opinions because I don't think I'm the target demographic by any means of Young M.A.'s music. I'm a 32-year-old dude in Canada that's mad into the lyrical poetics and the abstract thoughts and the philosophies and whatnot. And I get the feeling Young M.A. is swagging out hard, vibing. And she could probably fuck my girl. That's what I get the sense of. She's like more of that kind of rapper. And I'm going to be real with y'all. In some ignorance, I genuinely believe part of the hype of Young M.A. was because of her sexuality, which is probably silly because when I listen to her, I'm like, nah, she just got bars. She's actually just really good. And then I moved past it. So I'm excited to check it out. So when I first listened to the album, let's say I was at work. So my mind frame, chemically speaking, was in a certain thing. And then a little bit later on in the day, I elevated, if you catch my drift, and then I played the album again, and my perspective was a little different. So if you was mad sober at work and not typically into this sound, dealing with chronic situations might actually increase your enjoyment of the overall sound and vibe. But maybe that's just me. It makes me kind of get a little wavy. It makes me get into that kind of sound. So you can get an idea where my brain is as we get into this review. It's Friday. I'm just chilling. Got a little upgrade, a little nicer monitor going on, so I'm in a pretty good mood. And I guess we can jump into it. I don't want to be too drivelly. So the album's called Red Flu. That means nothing to me. I don't know if that's anything. I mean, I'm going to assume with the bandana, it might have something to do with affiliations that I'm not really, I don't know shit all about that. So I'm going to just stay out of that one. But in light of that, she's letting me know where she's at with all that. And I can respect it. It's pretty straightforward. It's cool. I mean, doesn't mean a lot to me other than maybe flu tapping into the old pandemic situation. Fair enough. The cover's dope though. She looks so cool in this cartoon style. I mean, she's just sitting over there cooking up over the pot. You can see dishes in the background on one side, some chemistry looking crap on the other side. But it just looks like she's so focused and so whatever. And I don't know. I always imagine when they're cooking up, whatever, in a pot, as much as it might be a certain product that is distributed and sold for profit, I always see the metaphor of the music, right? And I see a lot of parallels between the two games, right? You effectively cook up your music, which is like cooking up your dope, and then you whip it and you do your shit or whatever. Don't hate me on my poor use of terms right now. I'm trying in my let's say inebriated state that I'm rolling through. But I really like the cover. I think it's actually one of the nicer ones. I love the way the red flows down at the bottom of the text. It's real nice. It's cool. I really appreciate it. Nothing else to say about it. Let's get into the album. 7 tracks. It'll be a fun time. It's Dripset. Like, I don't know, man. This came on, and Mr. Mike Zombie's beat is pretty ridiculous. It just had me bopping. It just had me vibing. And I guess I was ready for that today. I was ready for some vibey stuff. And I mean, I'm not coming to this sound in general for deep philosophical revelations. I'm coming to this sound to ride a wave, to coast through a situation, to, maybe I'm going to do some chores. This is more like I'm going to do some chores. I'm going to go do some work. I'm going to get some shit done. This is grind music to me. So right away, I feel like I want to move. And I like that. I like that the fact that just hearing the beat instantly gives me almost like an energy surge. Like I'm ready to go in. I work out to this shit. This is pretty good for that purpose too, I can imagine. I don't know. She's we're gonna go to Miami. We stress, whatever. That's all fine. It just typical intro stuff. And then she starts rapping, and my first thoughts are, holy shit! Like she's just on point. Like the level, I'm really into this like nuanced use of pauses lately. I don't know how to explain it. I'll try my best here. So the way she goes, like, just drunk a half a bottle on that Hennessy, I'm wavy. There's like a little gap between the Hennessy and the I'm wavy, which just kind of creates this beautiful delivery, punching down on the I'm wavy in such a way that I feel like she finesses something that other people plug and play. Like she does it in such a way that's just a little special. And delivery wise, Young M.A is fucking good. Like really good. It's consistent. She's got this absolute swagger in her voice of just like the level of not give a fuck is high. And I like it when a rapper has a high level of not give a fuck in it. But then whatever. So she drank a bunch. She wavy. Had to leave that bitch before she played me. My feelings hurt. I can't even lie. That was my baby. But fuck love. Love is a bitch that just never paid me. And it just sounds like anybody. It's heartbroken over somebody. But like she's sensitive in a sense, right? Not because like she's weak or anything, but she's like, yo, I love that girl hurt me, fucked me up, now my perspective is fuck that, you know what, end of the day, love is just the bitch that never paid me. I could do the same thing and get paid, so like, or flip that shit, or like I could capitalize, and in a sense she's just applying that boss mentality and doing it well. And I think a lot of people might get caught up on the idea of her just spitting it like because of the women part, but yo, this does not sound to me like a chick that's like, or a lady, I don't even know the way to put it. I hope I'm not offensive with anything to anyone. But she just sounds like somebody that's spitting her life as it is. It just so happens that her life lines up with all the other dudes that sound like this. And I kind of like that. It's just so, whatever, I'm going to come in and just be me. And I kind of, from what I've heard of Young M.A, she's representing herself pretty proper in this situation. So I just kind of like that. I like how little attention is drawn to it. It's just being her. That's cool. Like you kind of stop for a second and go, oh yeah, she likes girls. That's cool. But like she doesn't like draw attention. It's more like she's just coming through with it. And it just so happens she ain't gonna be talking about guys because that's not what she wants. I like that. I like her energy to it. It's real cool. Overall, it's bars in that regards. Like, so play your part, ain't got no time for your feelings now. Landed in Miami, rent a Rari, put the ceiling down. The delivery, stellar beyond belief. What she's saying, it doesn't titillate me personally, this whole genre of brag rap, which is great. Like, she's actually really good at this brag rap shit. Like, she has a fucking properness. It's just not my cup of tea, so I'm gonna just not spend that much time kind of commenting on bars that aren't for me, right? Like, shades on, neck wet, wrist wet, and I got the smile that make your bitch wet in Miami like Santana Town. Dripset. Or sorry, she goes from dipset, and gradually transitions her slurring into Dripset. So I thought that was really cool. That was a great use of, again, her delivery. That's a creative thing to bring into a track. The way she was like, Dripset. I can't even do it as flawlessly, but every time it gradually moved over. So that was real cool. First of all, shouting out Dripset like that, showing love to people in the past that are kind of older. I have a high level of respect for any artist willing to pay homage to the history. And then to flip it like that into Dripset, kind of lining up with the ice she wearing and shit, it's dope. Her delivery is dope. It's all super fucking fresh. I like it. It's just, I don't have a lot to say about it. It's pretty much blunt and straightforward. Like, and I'm with my guys all four ends at the top, stop sign, skirt, skirt, and we spinning blocks. Gotta watch where the upside skirt, skirt. I don't know. I don't have a lot to say about it. Her delivery's fire, so I'm really not gonna waste time going through all the bars on this album because like a lot of it is gonna be like that. So what I'm gonna do instead is when there are particular ones that I think are super standout or shit I'm gonna comment on, I will do so. But you know what? I just kind of like the energy more than everything else. I like the way she rides the beat on this. I like the way she sounds on the hook. I just don't know that I care a lot about the words going on here. I can't relate to the life, so it doesn't appeal to me in any particular way. And this isn't like because it's her. If you'll notice, I stopped reviewing a lot of stuff that sounds like this. Every now and again, I like to dip my hand into the water to make sure it's like when you have some food you don't like. Every now and again, you should try it to make sure you actually don't like it. So it's not that I dislike the sound in any objective way. I actually think this is a very good track. If I'm at a party, I'm throwing this shit on. I'm giving this track a 4.35. I think it's super vibey. I love the way she rides the speed. I love lines like this. Like, we gonna turn it up into dog shit. Right after, it's gonna be a problem if this Glock gets to barking. She's really smart. It's really dope. I just don't listen to a lot of this because it doesn't appeal to me in general. Still, I love her energy, and if I'm gonna go to a sound like this, I would rather somebody at a talent level and, you know, delivery capabilities of a Young M.A. where I couldn't just rap a verse like she could, kind of thing. The way she enunciates, the way she spits it, like there's so much flair and energy that like it totally makes sense to me why an Eminem would like, you know, work with her because she's really technically proficient. And I appreciate that in any MC, regardless of if the content is targeted at me. You know, that's fair. Next up on this album is a lamely titled song called Quarantine Party. So again, I find that her delivery is excellent in delivery. I don't like this beat as much. It's a little more simplistic. It's a little more repetitive. It's a little more... it's kind of like the do over and over and over again. It doesn't have a lot of variations or deviations, whereas I'm a lot more into the kinds of beats that are alive and dynamic and fuck around a whole bunch. But with that, it kind of draws the attention back onto Young M.A as a rapper and puts it all on her ability to spit, where she holds the track down. She carries it with this blasé nonchalance in her voice. Now, here's the thing. I have gone back and forth on her voice and her flow a lot. Sometimes I hear it and I'm like, man, it's making me sleepy and I'm not feeling it. And then other times I heard it and I'm like, holy shit, man, she's so cocky and the ladies love her and she's so cool. And like, I don't know where I stand on this one. I feel like the flow and the way she spits this track does both those things to me at the exact same time. And that's fair enough. Again, I don't know if I'm the right market for it, but either way, I love how she rides it. Like, I enjoy like the Gucci slides, Versace roll, big blunt, I'm in poppy mode, wake up with no fucks to give. I'm like, it is what it is. That, I just feel like the energy on it, that's amazing. She's got no wife, kids, she's fucking rolling through. Ladies is coming through. Other girls is coming on. They're gonna party all night. And then her friend came with 6 friends, and the bed is big enough for 6 of them. I'm not hating the imagery going on. I'm just saying, at least she's creative. Like, here's the thing, man. A lot of dudes would have put the same over here, and they wouldn't have brought 6 friends. Like, Young M.A is reaching here. She's trying to create a fantasy that's interesting. 6 friends going in on this giant bed orgy till the middle of the night. That sounds interesting. Usually dudes talk about, like, I don't know, a couple of girls, but in a lot of cases, they're also throwing a lot of money at them, too. And I don't know. The second you're paying women for sex, it's just not like, I'm not trying to be that. I kind of like what Young M.A spitting here. I'd rather go in that. But anyway, she throwing that ass, I'm throwing this cash, and I'm like, oh, I guess no, that's cool. That's not really it, man. Then again, I'm not rich, so maybe if I was rich, I would throw some cash. But here's the thing, my ego doesn't want that shit. It's not like I want them to pay me. I know it sounds weird. I'd rather be the hoe taking the cash than to throw the cash like that. But that's me. Y'all can think what you want with that. She picked the money up, put it in her bag. She's tipping or whatever. She still got a $250,000 more into stash. I'm like, who the fuck puts a $250,000 into stripping? Or to strippers? I'm in the wrong occupation, man. Be a fucking stripper. That seems to be where the money is. Rappers will fund your life. It is incredible. And then you can entrepreneur up. Gosh, anyway, it's just, anyway, so she takes the girl home. It's all fine. It's all basic to me. It's all like whatever, but the way she spits it is fine. I love how dry her delivery is. I like the way she rides it. It's fine. But the lyrics, call up the Brody, bring me a plate. I plated at Kush, Gorilla, and 8. Fano leave, couple pack of the wood, and I need paper. We goody, we straight. If I read this to you, anybody and their brother could have fucking written this shit. When you hear her spit it, it's only Young M.A. that could do what Young M.A. does. I hope that's clear in terms of my feelings. So I don't love the writing as much. I find it's adequate. It's all sorts of what it's supposed to be. So it's not that it's not well done. It's just literally, you just threw those bars down. I could not tell you. Oh, classic Young M.A. Why? Because I don't really see the nuanced difference between it. One day, I want to find a tech dude that I can work with to develop an app that runs an algorithm over all the lyrics on Genius, where I could take it, cabinets full of that Lysol. Okay. I mean, that line's obviously relevant to the fucking quarantine situation. That was a terrible example, but is it? How many other rappers in the last 2 months came up with a Lysol bar of that variety? And then I would love to be able to then take a secondary data tier of subgenre of rap, and I want to really know, like, are these bars original? How many people have written the exact same bars? And this is something I'm fascinated with, because every time I come into certain spheres, I keep seeing people repeat the same shit, but this is the shit that's popping and whatnot. She got 3.5 million listeners on Spotify. She got fans, respect, and I'm not trying to, like, hate. I love her delivery. I love her flow. I just don't see anything in the bars that stands out as anything anybody, like, there's nothing here except maybe the distinction that Young M.A. makes her cheat on her hubby because she's a woman. So there's a standout, like, idea there, I guess. That's a differentiator, but listen. My favorite part of the track is actually at the outro when she goes, we inside and we party and quarantine. Why? Because it's a shout out to Biggie and party and bullshit. And I, again, really appreciate the fact that Young M.A. is willing to give love. She clearly studies the culture. She clearly knows how to rap. I'm trying to, in my efforts here, to both show love to her delivery and skill, even her beat choice. This beat's not for me, but it really works for the sound that she's going for. I'm not into the bars as much, but like from a context point of view, not from a delivery. The math, the construction, excellent stuff. Anyway, 4.1 on 5. I don't really see myself going back to this one, but I don't hate it. It's just a not for me track in the same way as you'll come to see. Spoilers, Trapper Cap's a similar one for me. So I'm feeling like I'm in a similar position on this track. The beat, it's not my favorite. It's a lot of it is the beat's not my favorite. For a track, for this whole genre, I find the producer makes or breaks it for me. Because here's the thing, Young M.A. is going to spit it pretty consistently in terms of quality, not in terms of boring repetition. I actually feel like when you get to this track, there's a whole extra element of diversity here. She's got a whole different flow and a whole different swagger to how she spits the bars. But her tone of voice doesn't change a lot, so it's very similar. That's cool. That's what she does. She kind of holds that down. Anyway, she's taking a swig of that Henny, and too many people and too many bitches out here, and either you getting money or you capping, and it's like, that's it. And I'm like, I guess. I mean, that's it. Not in my world. And I understand that this is a different world. We in different planes. We in different sets of existence, but fine. So you down on that. Pushing V's, hundreds in my G's, that's 100 G's. Guarantee you somebody's probably written that shit almost verbatim. Bougie bitch says she wanna leave, well fuck it, leave. Ooh, I like that bar. That one's real good. Because that is like an era, even if somebody else said it. I like that bar. Anybody can keep saying that one. Why? Because that has a sense of I know my self-worth, and this chick's trying to play me, or trying to devalue me, or trying to play a game. Fuck that shit. You ain't got no car, you ain't got no keys. Oh, that could be like a double there because of keys, but Now call that Uber to take you home. When you leave me alone. I actually really like this one a little bit more. It feels like there's an authenticity to it. It's more on a personal front, where at least if it's kind of repetitious, you get the sense that it feels a little more personal. Anyway, don't hit my phone, pour me some Hennessy, roll up a bone. I'm tired of hoes. How the hell you broke but wearing designer clothes? And I'm like, yo, you know when somebody just says some facts and you forget about all the bullshit you were just talking about, and you're like, yo, Young M.A.'s got a real point here. Why are people broke with designer clothes? That seems very silly to me. I have Old Navy 4-year-old tank top on, but I got money, so I don't know, priorities. You stupid hoe, I swear I'm through those, cause damn they do the most. That clout and shit I don't care about. That shit I don't care if you know. Anyway, this one seems to be like she's not happy with people and whatever. And it's fine. I don't have a lot to say about that. It's very much in the realms of what other people have lived through and gone through, but then it just begs the question, right? If you're gonna have a bunch of music videos that portray yourself in the same way as all these other guys, maybe you attract the kinds of ladies that go through the same kinds of emotions that result in these kinds of songs. So in a sense, it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy to end up in these moments just due to the nature of how you put yourself out there into the world. Because, yeah, I get really loyal girls that really like me. I don't know. What would we do different? I guess that would be interesting. I would love to have a conversation with somebody like that. And we could just talk about the differences in our dating strategies. I could tell you one thing. I don't throw money at hoes in strip clubs. Maybe those girls ain't loyal? Anyway, flip a check. Soon as you get a check, make that money stretch. Yeah, I guess. Spend a check just to get a bitch, man, that's a dummy flex. She's right, that is a dummy flex. I mean, I like it. Goofy guys, we don't know them. We like who them guys. I mean, sure. I like her use of goofy, because I like goofy. Hopping out the forum with the Louis Slide movie time. Alright, fine. Go against the gang, it's a suicide, don't do it, slime. Fine. Never snitching if I do the crime, I'ma do the time. Okay. Never switching if you're forever loyal, I forever right. And I'm like, okay, it's all whatever. It's all just normal. Like, in the sense that it's not bad. It's just these bars are so hard in the way that if you were to go like to a rap generator and go hard lyrics and it spit it out, some of these bars might come out. So like, I'm not trying to take away from her creativity, because I think the art of what she does is a gain in her delivery and how good she sounds saying this shit. Because I could never sound as cool saying these words as she could. I'm saying that flat out, but man, it's hard for me to be like, this is the greatest bars I ever heard in my life, because they're not. But they're fun to listen to her spit them. Anyway, this one again didn't hit it quite as well for me, I guess. So 4.1, not my favorite. But I do feel like the rest of the project picks up and has a better energy that I was more feeling. So let's check out Angels and Verse Demons. I like this one more. There's more lines on it that I feel like we're getting a sense of like the real Young M.A, where at least it feels more personal and less generic sounding. So like right away, feeling like the old me or her when I was hungry for this shit, man. Still hungry too. And I'm like, you know what? I really like that, right? Like, cause you never hear people point out that like when you start getting it, you lose yourself. Nobody is exactly like the old me. I'm sorry, but the old me, at one point, I was like trying to stretch 12 eggs for a little while. Like, I'm telling you, I don't feel like that anymore, because I'm not. Like, I feel like I'm balling by comparison. However, I really relate to the idea of remembering how hungry I used to be and still being hungry to it, but having to almost bring myself back into the mind state to be hungry like that. Like, for a while, I lost the hunger. I was full, and I got fat. And now I'm hungry again, trying to not be fat anymore, working on that shit I have lost. And just to flex, because I'm a little, about 70 pounds since July of last year, so I'm fucking loving it. For you Europeans, divide that by 2.2, and you got kilos. Anyway, I like the way this one flows. Back to my habits, back to my always, back to putting that yak to my face, back to dumping these ashes in trays, back to who I was back in the days. Again, delivery's dope, bars is alright. I don't have a lot to comment. I think you get the point. One of the lines I really liked, man, fuck them bitches. Them bitches ain't never deserved love, but when I fucked, I always made sure that actually came. And I really appreciate that part. Because you know what? So many rappers out there make all of us dudes look bad because they don't seem to care about the satisfaction of their partners. And I think one of the reasons Lil Wayne had such a successful career is because in an era where rappers were pretending that nobody ate pussy, Lil Wayne is like, I stick that pussy in my face. And then, like, people loved that, or at least women did. And why? Because finally a rapper's talking about eating pussy. And so, I mean, just to have Young M.A. throw in a hard bar, like, fuck that, whatever. At least I made sure you came. I made sure I took care of you proper. It's like, you know what? That makes her more attractive and that makes her more desirable because it shows that there's a deeper sense of empathy and compassion. She's not a narcissist. She's somebody that is passionate and cares. And that's real cool. I like that. That's real strong. Anyway, not to say I can psychoanalyze Young M.A. from bars about making sure women come, but at least it comes off in a more positive way to me. I like the chorus of this track. And I also like, but I'm self-made, back in the booth, back on the stage, and when you independent, rap pays no cap, man. I like that too, because I noticed she's, M.A. Music is what published this album, and, or distributed or whatever, so she owns her music, which I thought was really respectable. So she owns this, and it's dope, man. To see that she's popping off indie, it takes everything that I've said, and I'm gonna say she's way more impressive to me as a human. I believe she's an awesome being that has a lot of great work ethic. I'm just impressed because you can tell she just spits and she practices so hard and she's so good at this. Again, regardless of my criticisms of the content, which I'm not in that life, so it makes sense. Anyway, and I got 100 demons in my rear view, but the money up ahead is a clear view. I like that. The shit's behind me, the money representing the success and the freedoms in front of me. If you ain't loyal like I'm loyal, I don't feel you. I'm like that too, so I can relate to that. Because where I'm from, that type of shit will kill you. Maybe it won't kill you up in my world, but you totally fuck up your career, which to middle class people is basically death. I'm really not that guy. I understand what I just said. Anyway, 3 a.m, sipping this Henny, thanking God for these M's, came from a pocket of pennies. Haters talking that shit, that's the devil that's trying to get me. And for the thank you to who defend me, but opinions never offend me. Nah, I'm a living legend, man, I swear to God. That little homie doing 70 was pitching hard. And I'm like, living legend, eh? Like, I'm not able to say she's not a living legend. I'm gonna say that I don't think 99.99% of rappers who say they are living legends are. She might be a great person. Living legend? Legend is a strong term that we overuse in this culture. That's my problem with braggadocious rap. I start thinking about the shit people say, and then it's like, nah, that's preposterous, Young M.A. You're great. You are impressive. You're 28 years old, too, and you're an independent lady that has crushed out this shit. All respect. Living legend is a strong sentiment. Okay, that's some arrogance there. But that's fine. A lot of people love that shit. And maybe in her own right, she is a living legend. And maybe I'm wrong and she's going to prove it to me. And that's the whole point of the bar. It's the prophetic nature. She's promising that by the time she dies, she's going to be a living legend. All that to say, I don't like bars like that. Anyway, that's all good. It's a fine track. I give it a 4.25. I much prefer the beat. But this one's produced by Benjamin Lasnier. It's a really good beat. I like it. I find it kind of more versatile, more alive. And it made the track a little more fun for me to listen to. So let's move on to another one with Young M.A. doing a very impressive delivery, Savage Mode. Like, I ain't getting no sleep, let's get it. Double cup, I'm sipping up, middle finger up, cause I don't give a fuck. I don't trust these, keep it glizzy tucked. C cup on my bitch, she like her titty sucked. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I hate the ooh, ooh, oohs personally. I'm not into them. The ooh, ooh, oohs in this track don't do it for me at all. Otherwise, it's fine. I mean, the lyrics are what they are. I'm really not feeling it that much in terms of it, like what she's saying, but in the same way, I feel like my commentary on this project is kind of consistent because these are 7 very consistent tracks, right? She's bragging and being like herself for 7 tracks. I'm just fucking listening to it going, all right. They be switching sides. I'm from where commitment is committing crimes. I'm from where the love is just a living lie. She a 10, yeah, but I want the head just like I flipped a dime. All of that's real good. That's my favorite bar on the album, actually. She had 10, yeah, but I just want the head like I just flipped a dime. Because I actually really like that bar. I might say that to my girlfriend later and see what she says. I'm like, you had 10. I just want the head. Anyway, I'm going to see what happens. So I really like that because it's fly and it's sick. But a problem I'm having is I just don't care about it. I don't care. I have no reason to care about any of this shit. In general, I don't care when anybody raps it. So on that front, it's been a real challenge for me to find positive stuff to say about the bars. Her delivery's great though. Holy shit, as the song picks up and she starts getting into fucking heavier and a more intense delivery. It's so fucking good. It's got such a powerful thing. And I just feel like there's such a build up in this track that it really comes off real strong. Real strong. But end of the day, I don't know. I'm with them C's. I'm with them B's. My A1, but a lot of changed up. I'm still the same one. I went and got my change up because I'm a made one. Whatever. I'm rich now. Money legit now. I'm like, okay. That's all fair. All of that is fair. All of that is good. I don't know what to say about any of that. I don't know how so much hip hop is just that on repeat. Like, maybe it's just my ignorance, right? And like I said to y'all, I don't know if I'm the right demographic for this because to me, it just sounds like a lot of people live the exact same life, write the exact same tracks in a slightly different way, and then put it out. But because everyone's kind of doing the same shit and following the same trajectory, it's like everybody keeping it real ends up saying the same shit. I don't know. It gets hard for me to maintain interest when I listen to like a whole project of it. This is like I just grab bangers with good beats and it's like that. I don't know. And I'm not trying to be a hater because like I said like a bunch of times I recognize Young M.A is dope. I would rather throw her on than most of her contemporaries. Allow me to be clear. When I'm in the mood for this shit, Young M.A is somebody I want to go to. Like I said, she just popped into my head earlier today just out of nowhere because she's fly like that shit. I just never care about the content like this. Like because she's a trapper, she's in trapping mode. Trapper. So I'm a corporate fuck, I'm in create content mode. I might be a rapper too, and I might be like in the hip hop world in my city, but I'm certainly a legitimate non-street dude. Like my money's just always been legit, the lack thereof of giant stacks of it, but whether it's through art or whether it's through corporate America, I'm getting millions. Like it's not an if, it's just a when. I made a lot of mistakes in my 20s, and in my 30s I'm gonna make $1 million. Facts. Why? Because I see the future, I see how virtual reality is playing into it, and just kind of like how a Young M.A here, well, she cooks before she eats, and that means she takes the time to prepare and do things right, is what I take from it. I do that too. She wants the pot, which I like, all of it, the money, plus maybe the marijuana. You can have the bowl. And then it's almost like you can take the smaller or whatever. I want the fucking source. I want the great shit. So, I mean, in a lot of ways, I feel like on a personal level, I highly respect Young M.A.'s life. I just don't know how to relate to it. I wish there was more to it than this, because I think she's so talented, and that would just be my preferences. But I mean, she's got 3.5 million listeners on Spotify, so I got 2,000 and change subscribers. What the fuck do I know? Anyway, another 4.25 on my end. Let's move on to the Bad Bitch Anthem. It is a fantastic stripper song produced by Mike Zombie. I can picture the booties wiggling and shaking to it. Young M.A sounds fly on it, like real fly. Like she is certified bitch, thoroughbred bitch. She a boss, but the way she spits it, it's just dope. She has this air to it. And then she says she got more Chanel than Chanel. That's a fact. And I'm like, that's bullshit. It's just not possible. It's not a fact. You lied in your fucking bars, okay? I don't see how. Like, I just don't see how it's a fact that this girl has more Chanel than the fucking company or the woman. Like, are you kidding me? That's not a fact. That's a hyperbolic statement. So not a fact. And that's my problem with this shit. It's like there's no legitimacy there. It's just hyperbole. Don't put the ad lib that's a fact. And I don't care. Then it's more hyperbolic and everybody knows. But when you throw in that's a fact, it's like, why? It's not a fact. You girl, and then prove it. Okay, I want to see that. I want to see that this girl that you're describing, you have provided more Chanel than Chanel. Like, what? Anyway, y'all might find that real dope, and maybe I'm overthinking it, But that's just who I am, and I can't help it. This is just what I do. I told y'all I feel that way. Delivery's dope. I love what Mr. Zombie did with the beat on this one. The lyrics or whatever. Pussy on Febreze and she keep it bald, Mr. Clean. Left, right, putting on her jeans. She not a bitch, she a queen. But if you say a bitch, say she that bitch. Okay, whatever. Like, it's fly, I guess, if you're up in this culture, but like, yo, to me, this really is just saying the shit that you know is gonna sell. So kudos, Young M.A. I'd love to talk marketing with you. I think you're I think you're fucking smart. I think you is so fucking smart, Young M.A. Don't get me wrong. Like, genius. I would love to talk to you. I think this is so generically, like, whatever. Like, she gonna twerk to this, turn it to a dance song. You knew she was twerking to this from the jump. This is a stripper song. She gonna fuck it up. Ooh, she got a house, she got a car, got the truck too. And don't forget, y'all, more Chanel than Chanel. She a dime, she a boss, she a thug too. I mean, that's fine. I feel like this song works more so because Young M.A spitting it, and guys will be stupid enough to be like, yo, it's a chick talking about chicks. And then I guess the ladies of the community and whatever are gonna be like, yeah, representation and whatnot, but this is just pop trap to me, which is dope. It's what it is. And here's the thing, man. Like, I know my dude Handro up in Montreal. So if you're watching this and you like Young M.A, check out Handro, Handro. Just check him on Spotify. Dude spits the same shit. One thing I can tell you, and I don't think I've done my fair diligence yet, is the live show on this would be fire. I can just picture how good this would be live. Way better than it would be just in my room like this. So I watched Handro live. I was thinking about that, and I feel like these two sounds real coincide. And while it's not for me, the turn up potential here is ridiculous. Like, I would have a lot of fun at this show. Like, I would pay money to go see Young M.A in concert is what I'm saying. Either way, this is fine. It's another track that I don't have more to say on. So 4.25 on 5. Let's go on to the last one, 2020 Vision. Yeah, I think you guys can imagine where my main feedback on this track's gonna be. Good beat of the same quality and variety. She raps through. It's fine. Like, straight out the rip, get to the bag. The plans to triple my cash and shit onto my past. Had to put a lock on my heart because the love don't last. Really rich, but I'm humble, but I won't brag. Fuck out of here. You spent the whole album bragging. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? You're throwing money at the chick, $250,000 in the strip club, and you're not bragging? What? I don't get it. Is this ironic? I don't get it. All you've done on this album is brag. Like, it's lines like that I find like, ugh. It's like I think about it because it's right in my fucking face and it's what I do. I listen to the words people say. And I hate when people lie like that. I hate when people just say shit because they know it's like the shit to say, and it's not like again, Young M.A is a real smart marketing person. She knows exactly how to make these kinds of tracks real fucking well. She's a great MC with delivery and talent, so it's gonna sound proper. But yo, you brag, man. What kind of shit is that? I don't know. Sick shit. Every time I wear it, I'm sneezing sheesh. I actually really like that bar because it's clever, and I've never heard anybody say it before. But it's alright. It's still just another way of talking about how dope your fucking diamonds are, which is only a mainstream topic for about 6 years, 7, always. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a little jaded now as I've gone through most of this. I don't know. It's alright. I don't want to hate on her, and I don't want to say anything mean, but I recognize that these are great bars for what they are, but only in the vein of, like, if you want to just listen to a rich person tell you all about how their fucking life's better than yours, which in 2020 and times like these, I don't. So I'm going to just call it like that. Give it a 4.25. I don't want to be in a negative mood and ruin y'all, because I know that most of y'all watching this are fucking Young M.A fans, and that, well, those of you that are still watching this are behind that suit fans, because pretty sure I chased off a lot of the Young M.A fans at this point, unless you're here watching them, which kudos to you. You're an open-minded motherfucker. So here's what's up, though. I really do think this project has a great vibe, and if I don't think about it, and I don't consider what she talks about, and I don't process the words, and I just let her flow, it's pretty good. it's pretty okay to flow on. But what I want is something that sounds like this with substance, and I don't get that very often. I love her attitude. I love her energy. I wish her all the success in the world. I think she's got a great career ahead of her, and I really want her to make a lot of millions. I want her to do real well. I want her to win so fucking bad. I just hope that in the process she does more interesting things with her content and maybe changes it up a little bit and isn't so much this on repeat. Why? Because then I could bump her a lot more. I don't see myself bumping this again. Like, I gave the album 4.22. It is one of the lower grades I've given, mostly because I don't review this stuff. Like, it's so generic to me. It all just comes off generic, and I don't want to be that guy. It's not that I don't understand the nuances. It's that I understand the nuances. I can tell the difference between clever, hyperbolic consistency and somebody that is willing to literally drop bars like "I don't brag" while in an album full of bragging. Like, those aren't the same thing to me. Again, Young M.A, I respect you as a human, as an artist. I don't know that I feel it as much. I don't feel like this is art. I feel like this is a product. I feel like Young M.A has created a great product and it will sell really well, but it's not that different than cooking up drugs. Whereas other people in this world could create a little more art out of it, and I would like to see a bigger art twist on what Young M.A does. That's just me. Hope y'all let me know in the comments what you think about it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being along on this journey. It always does mean a lot that people do check it out, so I appreciate that. Like this if you liked it, dislike it if you think I'm a shithead, and let me know in the comments either way what's up. Fair warning, YouTube's been like censoring and deleting the ones where you guys insult me, so just like insult me without cuss words and vile stuff, man. Just be a little creative with it. Like, I want to see it. I want to hear the negative comments. I do. I respond to them snarkily. Don't expect the nicest stuff back from me if you're mean to me, but if you're too mean, YouTube will delete it, and that's not me. And I don't want you guys to think that I'm a punk like that. I'll leave your comment there. Call me whatever names you want. It's all good. But I want to interact with you. So to achieve that, y'all gotta be a little like less cuss and vile wordy. Like just don't use trigger words that'll piss off YouTube's community, guys. Use great language to tell me I'm like literally, you can call me useless. Like, that's a good one. That one is fine. YouTube should be okay with it. You know what I mean? Like, just be smart with it. Special thanks to the patrons: Ismail Gadamsi, Chris Pratt, Jonathan Barnes, CJ Black, Hurricane, Lindo, Williams, Scribble, and Carl. They're all dope. They support what we do. Get to tell us what albums to review. And if you want to see more of this kind of content, you want to see us grow and whatnot, you can hit us up at the Patreon too and be cool like them. I make music myself, like I said at the beginning. You can check that out in this channel, and the links are down below. And let me know what you think. That would be real awesome. I don't sound anything like Young M.A, so if that's what you're looking for, don't click on me. On that note, live long and prosper, everyone.